And so when she got up, she made this expression like she like opened her eyes like, "What is going on?" And I said, "Well, what happened?" She goes, "It's gone." I said, "What's gone?" She said, "The pain. The pain is gone. It was a pain of 10 before and it's 0." And she just her mind couldn't comprehend what just happened. Unfortunately, hi everyone. I'm Vicki Ma, and this is my friend Suzanne. I wanted to introduce you to her because she's the one that let me know about this device that is just like so remarkable. I've never seen anything like it. I'm able to use it on my clients and my family and friends, and it has such great results. It's just so amazing. I just happened to come across it one time when I was Valentine's Day. I'll never forget that day. I was having some soreness in my body, and actually, I was seeing a therapist 2 hours away. And as I was in my Airbnb that night, I was looking through my Instagram, and I noticed a family member had a notification posted. They posted something, and I clicked on it, but instead of his video showing up, Susanna's video showed up, and it was her and Rich with their friend Bob. And Bob had been suffering from like eight what was that? It was like eight calcified
He
discs.
had bone spurs, stenosis, he has scoliosis, he had bulging 6 bulging discs. I mean, he was a mess. Nothing
Yeah,
nothing worked on him, he says.
yeah. And but the interesting thing was he was standing and he said, "This is 4 minutes later than I usually stand." And because I can only usually stand just a minute and I have to go sit back down. I mean, can you imagine a person not being able to stand? And then Susanna used this device just for, was it 10 minutes on his lower back?
Mhm.
And he was able to stand and he was smiling. So this device is really remarkable. And I love it because there's no pills, there's no harmful effects. It's just so great. So right away, I messaged her, said I want one for myself.
Yes.
Yeah.
So just a little, just for everybody who's listening, all your friends and your contacts, your audience, is that what we're talking about is an amazing new device. It's a smart sensor based on microelectric current, and it was just recently approved by the FDA, and it just went on for purchase, availability for purchase Monday. And what makes it really unique and why people are seeing results so quickly, it's because it's a smart device. And I want to define what that means for the person. It was engineered to have these sensors in it. So it's measuring the body, um, it's measuring skin tissue, muscle tissue, fat tissue, BMI, all sorts of data points. And it's measuring so quickly, like 85 to 100 times a second. It's so quick. And then based on the reading, it's adjusting the treatment based on what it's reading that second. So the body's never getting the same treatment twice. They call it an adaptive microcurrent technology. It's the first of its kind. It's the only one of its kind. And so what you need on your shoulders, on your stomach, on your thighs, on your knees, on your calves, on your muscle groups, they could be different. So that's what's making it so unique. So with Bob, it measured what he needed and it gave him what he needed at that time.
Yeah, that's a good fitting name for it. Smart device.
Well, one thing I
So
wanted to add, besides being it smart, because there's a lot of frequency-based devices out in the market. And there's two things that people have challenge with. It's either you have to learn, so there's a learning curve
mhm.
associated, and then they can be really costly. So if the person can't engage in using the device in order to get results right away, the likelihood of them continuing maintenance or using it, they'll abandon it, is very high. With
Mhm.
this, the engineers understood that the average person doesn't want complexity. What they want is they want relief. They want immediately. So it's just one button that they hit,
Yeah.
and then they just turn it on, and then the whole device does heavy lifting for them.
Oh, and what's nice about it is you can connect it to your phone. There's an app you can connect to your phone with a graph that shows you how much input is going into it and how it's working, right? Yeah, that's really neat.
Yeah, exactly right. And also there's an app that can guide a person to using it. So if they're using it on their legs, it says go up, go down, go this to right. So it's a literal coach. It's a digital coach in your palm of your hand using it with this amazing technology. So can you share a little bit, Vicky, that because I know you needed it right away because you were suffering from pain, discomfort. When you got
Mhm.
yours, what was your experience after using it?
Well, for some reason, I'd been walking around like a pirate, like a peg leg, because I couldn't bend my knee. And I just couldn't bend it because it was painful and it was swollen. So I'm walking basically on one leg. And that's why I went to go see the therapist 2 hours away. And I had 2 sessions with her. But after we were done, I was still feeling it. But as soon as I got the device and I used it around the knee, behind it, and the surrounding areas near the knee, I was able to bend it. I was able to walk and bend my knee normally, which was so nice. I mean, I only used it, I think, for 5 minutes on around my knee, and the function returned again, the normal function of the knee, range of motion.
Wow. And you're a body worker, so you see clients all the time, and and you've been using it with them too. What have you noticed in terms of your ability to improve their experience through your work?
Uh, they're just supporting what I believe in this device, that it's just amazing. For example, I had one gal, she came to me because of numerous pain in her different areas of her body. And I said, okay, well, which one is the worst? I want to know which pain is the worst. And she said, my lower back. It's always in pain. I said, well, how long has it been like that? She said, for decades. And I think she was in her early 40s, late 30s. And it was hard. It was a strong, deep adhesion in her lower back. And it was painful. So I said, okay, let me just try this on you. So she laid down on the table, applied the gel that goes with the microcurrent device, and I used it for 7 minutes around the area, just 7 minutes. And then I asked her to get up and see how she felt. And so when she got up, she made this expression like she like opened her eyes like, what is going on? And I said, well, what happened? She goes, it's gone. I said, what's gone? She said, the pain. The pain is gone. It was a pain of 10 before and it's 0. And her mind couldn't comprehend what just happened. Unfortunately, she didn't want to share the video. So I don't have it, but it it happened and it was nice. She was like really happy. But the good thing about it is when I later go to work on her, I can tell that the area is softer and open. So it makes my job easier. There's less pressure that I need to put on her, less efforting in my body to work on her. So it makes my job a lot easier because it had already loosened the area the device has. So that's really great. So whenever a body worker or massage therapist has a client that has a really hard, difficult area, all they need to do is run the device on that area just for a few minutes. It doesn't take up much time at all, just for a few minutes on the area. And if it doesn't remove the pain completely, like it oftentimes does, it at least make her job easier when working on their clients.
Wow, that
So
is amazing. It's
yeah.
amazing. Do you, and what, in terms of, if you had any creative thoughts about how you would use the device, is it something they can use at home, or they just come, how have you kind of been formulating a model to use it in your
Well,
practice?
the clients that I've used it on have been so happy with it, so just feeling astounded that there's a device like this, that they want one to take home. And I explain, yes, this is good because everybody, first of all, everybody should be coming to see a therapist to loosen their body. It's like having your car oil change or tune up. Your body, just by participating in the everyday life, gets wound up and tight, let alone being in sports activities or a job where you're just sitting at a desk all day, or having to drive a truck all day, or having a baby and having to carry the baby. These activities are hard on the body. So regularly, you should be treating your body to a therapist that can loosen it on a regular basis, maybe once a month, twice a month, whatever, but just at least on a regular basis, because that keeps you healthy. That gets the lymphatic flowing, that gives the myofascial release so that you can have the chi running through the body. Well, with this device, it's going to help you even more because it helps to make it so you're not suffering and pain at home. It helps you so you have more control over instances that might happen in your life where you have where you strained a part in your body, or you hurt yourself doing sports or exercising. Now you can take care of it yourself at home, and then you can see the therapist after, but at least it helps you to manage your body and the pain on on a natural level.
That's a really good point. I never thought of it as, you have to go see, for maintenance. I have a chiropractor that we see on a regular basis. It's just to keep the structural in, because we tend to overcompensate our body when we, sit down a lot, or you're sedentary, or you're, like you said, if you're in sports, like my daughter's in sports and she's 13, she's in a volleyball club, and
Uh-huh.
she is, oh my gosh, she works out so hard that, the other day she was like, Mom, I need to have something like ibuprofen, so that I'm sore all over. And I said, well, before we take ibuprofen, let's run this on the sore muscles. And immediately she started feeling relief because it was moving the lactic acid buildup.
Hmm.
And afterwards, about 10 minutes later, I said, "Do you need the Advil anymore?" She was like, "Nope, I don't need it. I'm gonna go to bed now." And she had a great night's sleep. So people are using this for sports, post workout recovery, also for even, with the microcurrent therapy, I call it, or treatment. It's also having an aesthetic effect on the skin. So if somebody's focusing on improving their cellulite and skin toning, and loose skin tightening and toning, they're getting sort of this double benefit of using the device with it, which is kind of cool to see too.
Yeah, I've seen those pictures of before and after. I mean, people have had cellulite uh, erased. They've toned their body, the belly fat, it's lifted up and it's tightened up in the belly fat area. The underarms are no longer saggy underneath. Uh, the crepiness is gone. So it's something to reverse the aging process as well. And it's all good for the body because it's getting the flow going again. So that's what I love about it.
Well, thank you, Vicki, so much for your insight and your experience in sharing what you know. And I'm really excited for you and what you're able to do for your clients and what they're able to experience with you as a body worker. So thanks.
Yeah, so it was nice sharing this. Thank you. Thanks for telling me about the device. I
You're
love it.
welcome. All right.